I'm a big sucker for the Christian festivals. I think Christmas and Easter are great. Um, I did go through a short period of not being quite sure if it was okay to celebrate these, given that I knew very well that this was not the actual birth date or death date of Jesus of Nazareth. And maybe it was a little hypocritical. I've made my peace with that, and I wanted to make this video to tell you why. Yeah, once you realize that the 25th of December was also the birth date of, say, Horus or Harpocrates, the child Horus. It was also the birth date of Dionysus, the son of the father god Zeus, and many others. You start to think to yourself, well, maybe I shouldn't be celebrating Christmas the way I've been celebrating it so far. Certainly not as the exclusive Christian festival that it presents itself as in popular culture, at least. I think, nevertheless, that it's worth celebrating because I don't forget the time that comes beforehand. Advent and in the case of Easter, Lent. If you forget Advent or Lent, then it really becomes quite a meaningless occasion for debauchery, really nothing less and nothing more. But when you take into consideration Advent and Lent, it becomes a celebration of life, not just a celebration of the particular God that happens to be worshipped at this time and place, but rather a celebration of life. During Advent, traditionally, people would deprive themselves of all kinds of things, just as some Christians still do during Lent. And if we look at, for example, Ramadan, which is ended with a massive festival, I imagine that most Muslims would agree that that festival would be much less meaningful if it weren't preceded by the fasting. And those 40 days are included in the Christian tradition. It's just that we don't really bother with it anymore because it's a constraint. But that time really is an acknowledgement of the Saturnian forces in reality. Life is a cycle. There are updrafts and downwinds, and it's important to acknowledge the ends of cycles if the beginnings of cycles are going to be special in any way. If it's all just a big party, then, well, that's... In fact, Epicurus might argue that that's not fun, since he insisted on the fact that fun comes from contrast with the lack of fun. And I think of those Christian festivals very much in those terms. I say Christian festivals so that you know what I'm talking about, but of course they're not Christian. They were adopted by the Christians, and I think that that's probably one of the best things that could have happened, was those pre-existing festivals to have been integrated into the Christian methods and ways of manifesting itself, right? That way we haven't lost those ancient traditions that have survived till this day. However, it is important, in my opinion, to remember to do the whole thing and to bother to spend those times prior to the festivals experiencing deprivation, experiencing austerity, experiencing lack and introspection and quiet, and those things that are associated with the planet Saturn and with the winter solstice, those 3 darkest days of the year, so that the 25th, the first day when the daytime starts getting longer, can in fact become more special. Those are my thoughts. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas. I hope that you do enjoy Christmas, and if you don't, do leave your comments down below. And if you do, leave your comments also. What are your thoughts on celebrating Christian traditions when you are aware of the origins of those festivals? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe down below. I'll see you very soon.